Nigga, listen, definitely, man. But let's talk about something, man. People are definitely valuing Jay-Z right now, man. I wish he kind of would have did this like on Thursday, so we could have talked about it Friday.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, he did his small concert series at Yankee Stadium, and for some people to be claiming he's so irrelevant, man, people was fucking trampling over each other to get in there. You had rappers there, celebrities, everybody to see this Mr. Irrelevant. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks he's this and that, but it was truly a time. And even thinking about Jay-Z, how he kind of even shaped, even my childhood, and I'm sure your childhood. It's like a part of our legacy, a part of our history of watching his growth and listening to his music, going through certain things. And, this was like a culmination of all of that. At least for me, I seen influencers there. Everybody there is vibing out, and there was like a 3-hour delay last night, but people gonna wait. People are going to wait, and sold it out, obviously. It just goes to show you how powerful his impact really is on the culture, despite the handful of trolls that continuously attack Jay-Z. So I didn't get to see a lot of it, obviously. I'm seeing snippets here or there. That's the new day and age. But I know Rihanna was there. A whole host of people, he did songs with, were there. But what's your take on all this Jay-Z hysteria?
Well, and it's probably gonna be like the premise of this entire podcast is just reality. Internet isn't reality, man.
True.
This is a complete difference between real life and what is seen and what is said on the internet. Complete different, right? And when you look at Jay-Z, if you pick up your phones and you look at Jay-Z and how he's looked at and perceived on the internet, you would think that this dude was one step away from retirement, that he was damn near broke, that he was 1 foot out of a penitentiary.
Epstein.
That, yeah. He got all this shit floating around, and all he did was go out and sell out one of the most prestigious stadiums in the world 3 nights in a row on all old shit. He didn't sing anything new. It wasn't anything. The last album he put out was damn near 10 years ago. And he went out there and he gave you the nostalgia of what made him great and what made him famous and what we all appreciated him for in rap. And it just goes to show you that like these type of individuals, these type of people that have made their mark on this world, whether it be musically, culturally, whatever the case may be, their legacy lives on, man, and it lives stronger than ever, no matter what the internet will tell you. It's funny because I'm sure some of those internet people that had things to say with them were trying to trample people to try to get up in there and just say they were there. You know what I mean? People were in the building just to say they were there. And you have Usher and Chris Brown doing their thing, killing it. You got other people doing concerts and all this stuff. And for 3 days, it was all about Jay-Z and a 30-year anniversary on something that he began, a foundation that began that still shines today. You know what I mean? And it's more than reasonable doubt. It was the beginning of what we see now. And it was just dope. You know what I mean? We don't get to see these type of events often. Like I said, we weren't there. Clearly, we weren't there, and we didn't get to see it all. I want to see him and Eminem's performance. I seen clips, but I didn't really get to hear it. Jazzo, he brought out Jazzo. He brought out, you know what I mean, Pharrell. He had, like you said, Rihanna was out there. Nas was out there. It's crazy that all the people he legitimately had beef with came back, you know what I mean, and kind of ran the block with him, man. It was a dope situation. It was a dope experience. People want to get hung up on, and it's funny because out of all of this great stuff, these 72 hours of greatness that he showed, people want to get hung up on the Kaepernick line that he put in the freestyle and all this extra shit. They try to find, it just goes to, they try to find the smallest thing to try to desecrate you on, man. But it didn't work. Phenomenal 3 days for the city of New York, for the culture of hip-hop, and hey, man, I guess you just had to be there. So it was dope.
Yeah, and even like I saw I don't know if Dame Dad said something about him charging the ticket prices, but some guy made a nut-ass video talking about why is he charging people if he's a billionaire. I'm like, so you supposed to do this shit for free?
Yeah.
Y'all just trying to pick and find any little thing that you guys can find and try to tear down this man's legacy. But like you said, this shit don't mean nothing. This shit don't matter, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's like the dog howling at the fucking moon. He's still doing his thing. And y'all going to keep talking. Like, let's just take a moment to reflect. And I guarantee you, all them people that was talking about him, they would have loved to have been on stage. I guarantee you, Dame Dash should have been on that stage.
I mean, he even put videos of him jokingly on the stage.
Right, getting dragged off.
He wanted to be on that shit.
He wanted to be on the stage. So it lets you know at the end of the day, like, how silly y'all still look, man. Y'all still, like, you ruined your opportunity to be a part of history. Now we're not gonna. Now some people gonna remember Dame Dash and Rockefeller. Some people remember him being a fucking chatty patty that tried to tear down this man's legacy every chance that he got. And it's sad because, like you said, people that Jay-Z legitimately had real beef with, they squashed the shit. Nas ain't talking about it no more. I remember it was an instance. I want to kind of bring this full circle. We had a little flip on, and remember he had an issue with T.I.
Yeah.
And we asked him, and he was like, "Look, me and Jay Prince and T.I. said we would never talk about it again." Jay Prince made us promise, and he never talked about it again.
Real shit.
And now them two can probably share the stage. They could probably have a beer, smoke a blunt together because they let bygones be bygones. I was listening to Charlamagne and DJ Academics, and we'll get to that a little later on because we don't have much topics but these really, today. And he was kind of talking about legacy and how the internet is just like it doesn't really affect the fact that Jay-Z still can sell 100,000 tickets.
Nope.
Even for Meek Mill, everybody thought Meek Mill was finished, and online looks like Meek Mill's a joke, right?
Yeah.
But he still had #1 albums. He's still doing his thing. So you just can't get caught up on the internet troll and the internet perception thing about everything because it's really not real. And I had to realize this years ago.
Yeah.
When I'm going back and forth people on the internet and shit, I'm looking at, I'm like, they really get me in my emotion. I'm like, yo, just don't look at this shit no more. Just turn this shit off. And my real life is totally different.
Yep.
And this is the reality that we really need to, to grasp. And people they love to hate. They love to talk negative about somebody. They love to bring people down. You're going to have trolls and people that are just negative and miserable. They're going to follow that shit and click on it and watch it. That's how your Dame Dash to get the 500,000 views. And this person to get these views. And people will pay these people to come on different platforms because they love to see somebody be dragged through the mud. But in reality, people love Jay-Z, man. People love Meek Mill. In reality.
In reality. That's the real life. And you know what else I thought was dope? I mean, we also watched his children, at least his oldest, grow. You know what I mean? And have criticism and all this stuff. And to sit there and watching Blue play the piano as her dad's, that's the kind of dad shit. Like, miss me with all the, I don't know about the business shit. I'm talking about as a father. To be able to do that and to share your gift on stage with your child, man, I bet you that was probably the best fucking moment of his life.
Yeah.
All the billions, all the accolades, all the platinum records, all the sales, all the prestige. I bet you in that one moment, it was just like, damn, my daughter's sitting here playing. It's nothing better, dog. Like, and I'm not, and that could be Jay-Z or anybody. When you get to this level of success, especially as a black man, bro, you ain't gonna get nothing but applause from me, man. That shit was dope, bro.
Real, and it's like, man, think about, and this is just, it could be anybody but Jay-Z or T.I., any of these guys that are family men. They've been married. Because remember, at one point, Jay-Z was big pimping. Fuck them hoes.
Yeah.
He changed, he transformed himself. He showed us how to do business at the highest level. He showed us that family is the most important thing. He showed us business. He showed us, political reform. He done all this stuff. Great father, great husband. And this is the person we choose to attack. That's off of mere just allegations or association with somebody, he's guilty. Nah, that's not how we rocking this shit over here, bro. That's not how we rocking it. We need to take time to applaud what this man done. Now, if it's a proper time comes where real things come out, then we'll deal with that accordingly. But until now, man, respect the motherfucking God, man.
Yeah, you can have criticism toward little things, but that doesn't mean you got to kick a man's back in. Or now, and it's so crazy, you can't have criticism about somebody without choosing a side. Now, I'm not picking no fucking sides. I'm on this, I want to see that brother win, period. If he does things along the way that deserves criticism, as people that get on these microphones and we give content and we digest things that are going on, we have no problem doing that. But as a man, as a whole, man, I want to see that brother win. And even kind of I'm going off a page a little bit, but even on a Ramir standpoint, as a man, we wanted to see that brother find peace. As a man, we wanted to see him find his answers. Once it looked like it started becoming something different, that's when we began to criticize. But at the end of the day, even still want to have that brother find peace, want to find happiness, and make sure that he finds what he needs to find in his life. It ain't never pick no side and I hate this person or this person, no Drake versus Kendrick. Nah, fuck all that, bro.
Dumb. Yeah.
It's stupid.
Right.
And that's what the internet will tell you. That ain't what real life is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Now, speaking of this, like I said, we're going to be on this Jay-Z topic. Then we'll move the Colin Kaepernick line. You heard that. Pretty much was alluding to that Colin signed an agreement to shut the fuck up. And Jay-Z was pretty much saying, like, look, they can't do nothing to me. I'll do whatever I want to do. I didn't sell out. how do you feel about his statement on or his line on Colin Kaepernick?
Well, they tried to make him the poster child on why Colin Kaepernick's no longer in the league. And all that nigga was doing was the halftime show. Like, it wasn't like, okay, yeah, he stood. What he said in that press conference when we're beyond kneeling, I didn't agree with that at all.
Exactly.
I didn't agree with that. I didn't like the statement. It seemed like it wasn't well thought out. It was kind of rushed. And if he could take it back, I'm not Jay-Z, but I'm assuming he would, right? But if Colin Kaepernick, and Jay-Z's not the first person to say Colin Kaepernick signed an NDA and no longer can play football but got money from it. This was going on when he was trying to do, and he was saying that he was trying to come back and trying to get back in the NFL. People were saying that, no, that's never going to happen. This is sports pundits. This will never happen because you signed something that, you know what I mean, you got some money to go away. That, I guess we'll never talk about it, whatever the case may be, but let's not act like Jay-Z was the head honcho and spoke to Roger Goodell and all 32 NFL owners and colluded against Colin Kaepernick because he said we're beyond kneeling. It was a dumbass comment. It was a comment that shouldn't have been said, especially during the time. I would have loved for Jay-Z to go out there and say a little more about kneeling in front of them white boys. Needless to say, I don't think that he was the reason. I know he's not the reason why Colin Kaepernick's no longer in the NFL. And again, 72 hours worth of greatness. We like to pick and prod and find little things to try to kick this man's back in even more. And it's black folk doing this shit. Black folk that probably never had a conversation with Jay-Z, never been around him, never had any business, or maybe you did and you don't like him, whatever the case. Does that mean you got to kick his back in or lead the charge or follow the brigade and trying to destroy this man's name because you may not agree with certain things? That's what I don't like about this pick a side shit. But as far as the Colin Kaepernick line, man, it was a line here today, going tomorrow. It wasn't the greatest freestyle in the world. The line didn't really do anything or move me in any way. I don't think he was disrespecting him. I think he was basically saying, look, y'all calling me a sellout, y'all calling me this. Well, let me tell you, Colin Kaepernick signed the NDA, and I had nothing to do with him no longer being in the NFL. Leave me the fuck alone. That's what I took at.
And what about the other aspect? He's like, all right, y'all want to come, like the Target thing.
Yeah.
He said, well, y'all want to come at me, but y'all still dealing with this company and this and this and that. Does he have a point there?
Yeah. But he also still deserves criticism.
Yeah, real shit. That's real. Yeah, exactly. You ain't perfect, nigga. Yeah.
Just like you can go, nah, bro, that wasn't it. Nah, bro, you Jay-Z, you didn't have to go to Target. You could have went and sold them shits in a crate in Brooklyn and sold them motherfuckers out, or exclusively went through whatever the case. You could have did a Shopify yourself or whatever. But I understand business is big business. You getting a distribution deal with this big ass company. You looked at the money before you looked at the ramifications on what can happen behind it, and that's cool. You know what I mean? But you deserve criticism for that. You can say what you want. I'm still not with that Target shit.
And we all deserve criticism too, as a people, for continuously dealing with companies that we're supposed to be. I was in Target yesterday. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I forgot I ain't fuck a boycott for real.
Right.
And I ain't saying that. I couldn't get to Walmart. Target's close to my house. I got some milk and some other shit out of there. Shit. Not even thinking about no boycott.
Yeah.
That's a confession, y'all.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? But nevertheless, we deserve criticism too when people call for boycotts of Gucci and these Balenciaga and all these other companies. So that's what Jay-Z is saying. Like, all right, yeah, y'all saying shit to me, but look at you. It's like the verse in the Bible. How dare you try to remove a speck out of my eye when you got a plank in your eye? So we all fucking wrong at the end of the day. But still, you got to give them the fire for that because you ain't us though, Jay.
Yeah.
You're a multi-billion-dollar brand that has influence worldwide. So when you do something, it's gonna move and shake shit. That's why we was giving you the criticism. Like, yo, why would you do this shit, bro? Mm-hmm. Out of all the companies you could have did something with, why would you do this now?
Right now.
Because you was thinking about the money.
Yeah.
And you're not moving to the tune of nobody else's beat. And you know that black people are not unified. That's just the realness behind it. But we still can criticize you. And I think it still needs to be a deeper conversation. I wish somebody could have dialogue with Jay-Z, back and forth, that's going to ask him these questions and say, okay, so if you did this, why'd you do this? That's all I would want.
Just to get to the why.
Yeah.
Again, it's not picking a side. It's not kicking this man's back in because he's done plenty for the culture.
Exactly.
Why this move right now? And we get an answer and we move on.
And I even heard people trying to criticize. Like, he came at Colin Kaepernick, but Colin Kaepernick paid for the kids' autopsy or funeral. Or the kid, with the thing that happened down
there.
One
has nothing to do with the other.
Exactly.
One has nothing to do with the other.
Picking and prying, man.
Y'all see, because when motherfuckers do that, they try to equate, okay, now Jay-Z is trying to stop Colin Kaepernick from doing, no. That's totally false. And then, all right, if we're going to go and do that, let's go and see all the shit that Jay-Z did for black people. Let's just fucking strangers alone.
Yep.
Let's talk about rappers. He got your boy Lil Wayne out of debt. One of the greatest rappers we ever seen. He don't really talk about that shit. He got Lil Wayne out of debt. He damn near got Meek Mill out of jail. You know what I mean? And countless other things that he's done that we don't see and we don't talk about. So if we're going to move the goalpost for one end, let's move it for the other side too.
We got to stop dick riding, man. We dick riding. Rock Nation.
Yeah. Hey,
what they going to say, right?
I mean, yeah, because the internet likes to say shit like that. But in reality, nobody's ever said that to our face.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course. And matter of fact, I was in Walmart the other day, and I ran into this dude and shit. He was looking at me. He was like, "Oh, it's you." I was like, "Man, pleasure to meet you." I'm like, "Fuck." As much time I'm in fucking Walmart.
Right.
Some dude and shit like that. So, yeah, nobody going to say that shit to your face, man.
How many, you think about the amount of times, the amount of places we've been throughout these years and the times that we have been approached. How many times can you tell me somebody approached you on some bullshit?
Not once.
Not once. We had to press one person one time on some shit that they were talking about. Outside of that, it's been nothing but love, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all can say whatever you want on these computers. Out in reality, it's been nothing but love. And we love it. We appreciate it. And some of them motherfuckers could have been trolls. They weren't trolls in real life.
Right,
It's all love. Buying drinks and shaking hands and smoking and doing all that.
Remember we went to Orlando, we couldn't buy a drink for ourselves.
Nah,
People
man.
kept buying us drinks and shit.
Buying us drinks.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, man.
Yeah, so the love be real out there, man. Don't control. Because the trolls, and a lot of times the trolls, it could be not somebody that you necessarily know, but somebody that's been following you for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They really fuck with you for real. But, they want to just keep saying something. Then you notice when you respond to them, they say, "Oh, my bad, I ain't even."
a fan, bro.
Yeah. But I get how it be because I watch shit and I get in my emotions. Sometimes I leave comments too on little certain shit.
Right.
And so I get how it be. I don't be meaning nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
and you leave a comment, it doesn't have much context to it either. There's nothing, you reading the shit, and it is what it is. There's context to things, man. So
yeah.
But yeah,